Thumbs up, sorry, no. Oh, sweet. All right, cool. Well, if we haven't met before, my name's Quazzy. Here with Yoga to the People. We're doing our online live stream classes. I know a bunch of you probably been doing them before. Thanks for coming back. If you're new, welcome. We're going to get things started in a child's pose. And just a heads up, if you ever need to modify, if you ever need to alter in any way, if you ever need to go off camera for a moment, you're encouraged to. And if you can go deeper into the poses, flow harder, breathe longer, all those good things, do those things as well. Okay? So let's start with child's pose. You can bring your hips to your heels. You can bring your forehead on the mat. And it's up to you if you want the arms in front or by your side. First few moments of class is a good time to just shout out what's happening in your system. Throughout the day, right, things may get so attention grabbing that the breath can kind of lose its way. You ever had that feeling of letting a big breath go after a long day of strenuous activity? You might have experienced that feeling of really that moment where you finally get to let things go. In a lot of various ways, we have room to let things go in this hour-long vinyasa. It may be a physical strength that you have to push through that you might decide to soften to make room for something new. You may have this ability to really stick with things mentally, to be very articulate or very technical that you might also let go so that it can have fluidity to it. It can start to take new nuances. It could be theoretical, something that you're kind of letting go of or you're working through, or it can be completely intuitive, just kind of going with it. Either way, it'll be an hour. So you can allow your experience through and also open that space for everyone in your life. We're going to start things off with a collective breath. You might not be able to hear the other 60 people around you, but maybe it's felt all in your mouth. Let's do it. Exhale the breath out with an S sound. Push it out. Push it out. Give yourself a big full inhale. And with the side, let it go. Let's do it one more time. Big full inhale. And let it go. Finding some variations to these breaths. You can feel for a big breath in. It might end with a hum. Throughout class, you might even find yourself fluttering through the lip. No other different ways you might find yourself. Start to walk your hands forward, as forward as you can, so much so that your elbows peel off the mat. And give yourself one more long inhale to lengthen through your ribs. Lengthen through your shoulders, elbows, and fingertips. Take one more full exhale here all the way. On the following inhale, roll yourself up, tuck toes and hips high. Your first downward facing dog. Let this first downward facing dog have that mobility. Curl the feet, shake out the head, flutter out through the lips. Space out through the fingertips really wide and push them up and down. Let it be a moment to be diagnostic. Just explore your spacing. Let's take one more collective breath in this downward facing dog. Exhale the breath all the way out. Push it out super empty. Let your knuckles really steam it into the floor. Give it an inhale, lift your heels as high as they can, heels high as the sky. And on an exhale, relax your heels back down. Take an inhale, lift your right leg as high as you can. Feeling, stretch it up and back. And then start to move it around free. Circle out the hips, move the toes, shake out the head. Give yourself a little bit of free. Is the sound coming in okay? Take another inhale, extend your right leg up towards the ceiling. Go. And slowly release down the foot. To the opposite side, extend the left leg up to the roof. Even beyond that, start to give yourself some free form movement. Circle out the hip, wiggle your toes, maybe even dog. One more. Extend the left leg up to the sky, and then slowly release down. Look forward in front of you. Take a walker hop in front of your mat. Forward fold. Let your head go ahead. Is the sound coming in clear? If it is, thumbs up. If it's not, thumbs down. Iffy? Okay. We'll try one thing while you're hanging out from the floor. Let me know if that's better for sound. Thumbs up if it is. Better? Oh, sweet. All right. We'll work with that for now. So you can keep your head heavy in a forward fold. Maybe shake out the neck or grab for opposite elbows. You could even interlace your fingers behind your neck or back. This helps tip your weight forward. Allow there to be some weight that falls into your toes, almost like you're going to fall forward. And you kind of find that point where you catch yourself. Give it another big breath in. And on the exhale, release everything down. Hands, head, everything drops. Take an inhale for a half lift, big breath, long spine. And on the exhale, release, forward fold, head heavy once again. Let's do that one more time. Inhale, half lift, long spine, big breath in. And on the exhale, release, forward fold, let it go. Inhale, reach your arms all the way up towards the ceiling, coming to your first mountain pose clap. Really active in this mountain pose. Let your fingertips spread super duper wide. You can even rock the weight a little forward and backward. It's a good moment to feel where your edge is. Going a little too forward, a little too backward. Find something right in the center. Continuing to stay rooted in the heels. Lift the chin a little away from the throat. Maybe start to gaze up towards your fingertips. Allow your hands to be this representation of your whole body getting long. Holding the pose steady, we'll let the breath travel up and down. Right? As you hold the pose, take a big breath in as if you're pulling it from the earth. Take a big breath out as if you're sending it through the sky. Again, finding that breath, inhale, letting it travel all the way to your heel. Finding that breath out, letting it travel all the way to your fingertips. We're going to add a transition here. Take an inhale, look up, maybe even back. Start to extend into your back bend. And then take it all the way down and forward, forward fold, let it release. Take an inhale for a half lift, roll the shoulders back, long spine. And on the exhale, release down and forward, 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 let it go. Step your feet back, come into an upper push-up plank, really strong moment to set up an awesome plank. You might even, again, rock your weight a little forward, a little backward, just to feel your hands evenly pushing into the floor. Right? Almost like you're trying to roll out some pizza dough. You want your hands to really be spread out. Take a big breath in, lift out of your armpits. On the exhale, lower down halfway, chaturanga. Untuck your toes, lift your chest up, upward facing dog. Take a moment here to breathe in this up dog. Look right, look left, work out through your upper spine. And then you can retuck your toes, lift the hips up and back, downward facing dog. Feeling for your breath in and feeling for your breath out. Okay, let's do it one leg at a time. Take an inhale, lift your right leg up high to the sky, high as you can on the right leg. Look forward and step your right foot through between your hands. Come into this low lunge. Take a moment in this low lunge just to rock your weight a little forward and backward. Move into that hip space. And then look forward in front of you. Step your left foot to meet your right foot. Forward fold. Let your head hang heavy. Take another half lift. Big breath in. And on the exhale, release. Forward fold. Take an inhale. Reach your arms up, go back. Move into your back bend. And take it all the way through into that forward fold. Let it release. Inhale, half lift, long spine. And on the exhale, release, forward fold. Step your right leg back and then your left leg back. Travel through your foot. Upward facing dog into downward facing dog. We're going to do the same thing on the opposite side. Extend the left leg up high to the sky. Left leg lift. Step your left foot through between your hands. And again, rock the weight back and forth. Start to pulse into that hip space. And as you move the hip back and forth, you can also find this steady breath in and steady breath out. Good. Looking forward in front of you. Step your right foot to meet your left. Forward fold. Take an inhale, half lift, big breath in, shoulders back. On the exhale, release, forward fold. Take an inhale, reach up, go all the way back, move into that back bend. And then take it all the way down and forward. Let it release. Take that back bend 2 more times. And as you move into your back bend, imagine you're pulling all this energy up to the root of your body, and then you're sending it all the way back down the root. There can be this constant ebb and flow of now I inhale and now I exhale with each movement. Once you make it back into that forward fold, just give yourself a little hump day dance. Shake out the head, swing the arm, pedal out the feet, just let it get loose. Torso hanging forward. Good. From here, take a half lift, big breath in. On the exhale, release, forward fold. Step or hop back, and then travel for a flow. Upward facing dog to downward facing dog. Let's do warrior one. Extend the right leg up high to the sky. Step your right foot through between your hands, back heel down, and then arrive into your warrior one position. Allow your fingertips to have that extension. Your fingertips have that reach. And the hips can have their buoyancy. You can find that space where you really drop low into the hip. Trust the edge of your right foot to really steal into the mat, and the legs are firm. If you're very familiar with this shape, then you might not have to search for a lot of new sensation. You may spend time just kind of rechecking in, feeling the right leg firm, feeling the left knee low. Let's take a moment here, bring hands to heart center. You might even choose to close the eyes and just start to really take stock of where you are, what you're doing, how it feels. Noticing the texture of your breath, relaxing the face enough that you can feel your breath passing through. Let's take an inhale to reach up, to go back, and then release your hands down and step for a flow. Upward facing dog into downward facing. Let's do it on the left side. Extend the left leg up towards the ceiling. Step the left foot through between your hands. Back heel spins down, arms up to the sky. Warrior one. Across the board, the warrior ones look good. You can kind of think of everything rotating in towards each other so that there's this face-to-face connection. The armpits start to make a face-to-face connection, as if they have faces, right? The palms make a face-to-face connection. Even the hips, to some degree, rolling towards each other. Everything has this forward energy. This first warrior, this warrior one, having a forward energy to it. Allow your palms to press and bring hands down to the center of your chest. Continue to let your left knee lead you forward, but just feel how your right hand touches your left hand. Feel how your left hand touches your right. Let your breath move in a way where your collarbones can widen on the inhale. Let your breath move away where your exhales can lengthen your spine. You might not need to do any extra physical work to make it happen. It could be simply an awareness of what kind of route your breath is trying to travel. Move into your back bend. Reach your arms up and back and allow your breath to really shape the back bend. Release the hands down to the floor, and you can step back and carry it to a flow. Upward facing dog, the downward facing dog, and then a one breath, one movement scenario. Just a chance to warm up the body, go from right leg to left leg. If you're someone who wants to add core work, you can add knee to elbows. If you're someone who likes to go really fast, maybe you do a couple warriors going from one side to the other. Continue to feel for your flow. You may not have heard it when the mic was cutting out, but it's good to see all the familiar faces. Continue to let your practice grow wherever you are, wherever your mat is. If you're still flowing, take your time to flow. If you're in that downward facing dog, you can really use your breath to help lengthen your spine. There can be a sense of rotating the armpits in, strengthening through the legs. A lot of the qualities of down dog are also in those warrior poses. Let's take a collective breath together. Exhale the air all the way out. Clear it out. Get super duper empty. Give yourself a big full breath in. Sternum is lengthening. And with an exhale, let it go. Look forward, bend your knees, take a walker hop to the front of your mat, forward, forward. Do it right away, drop it into a chair pose. Hips low, arms up to the sky. Allow your fingertips to have that same excited reach. Your hands excited almost in all the postures, really extending from the palms to the fingertips. If you feel that you're in your lowest seat, then you don't have to push it any further. If you feel like you could go into a lower seat, maybe you take it one more level down. Wherever you are, take one more big breath in, full breath. On the exhale, release, forward, forward. There we go. Give yourself a little reset. Maybe nod the head. Yes, yes, yes. Yes, yes, yes. I'm going to do one more chair. Hips low, arms up towards the ceiling. Chair pose. Second. These are good in the shoulders, everyone. Just as an alternative, if your shoulders are a bit tight, you can bring your hands forward with the palms facing down. You can use this to help relift your chest, so you're still getting that lengthening from your upper spine. Wherever you are, imagine you were doing an up dog with your chest. Let your chest have this elevation and sit 2 inches away from there. Take another big breath in. On the exhale, release, forward fold. Let it go. Take a moment in this forward fold to interlace your fingers behind your back and roll your fist forward. Put some weight towards your neck in this moment, right? And then maybe just gently shake it loose. Take out any cracks that might show up in that upper spine. Keep your hands how you have them. Just bend your right knee slightly and look over your left shoulder. Take a twist. Right, try to look over your left shoulder and then take it to the opposite side. Bend your left knee, look over your right shoulder, take a twist. Still a chance to roll the shoulders back, to punch the fist up towards the ceiling. Come back to center, release the hands, forward fold. Last chair pose. Hips low, arms up to the sky. Utkatasana. Let's add a little twist in this chair pose. Let your left hand go forward, right arm go backward. Sit the hips low into that twist. Yes. And let's take it to the other side. Right arm forward, left arm backwards, take the twist. Nice. One more time, left arm forward, right arm backwards, take the twist. Stay here for a moment. See if you can pull your left hip back. It might have a tendency to creep forward. Good adjustment. One more time, right arm forward, left arm back, the opposite way. And again, you can check on the right hip sitting down and back. Nice, and good adjustments across the board. Let's come back to center, arms high. We're gonna take a back bend on this one. So just take an inhale to prepare. And on your exhale, stand up tall. Reach up, go back. And then take it all the way through. Forward fold, let it go. Inhale, half lift, big breath in. Exhale, forward fold, let it drop. Step or maybe hop back and travel to a flow. Upward facing dog into downward facing dog. All right, and down dog, extend the right leg up towards the ceiling, right leg high to the sky. Step your right foot through between your hands. You can keep your back heel lifted. Reach your arms up, come into a crescent lunge, fingertips high, balancing here on the ball of the foot. Let's take a minute to go high. Straighten your right leg and let your chest really lengthen. Draw your belly in so that you can lift yourself from your belly button to your chest, the crown of your head to your fingertips. Keep your chest really tall. Bend your right knee, sit low. Sit low into that crescent lunge. Give yourself an inhale, maybe a slight back bend. And on your exhale, just release your hands to frame your foot off. Reach your right arm up towards the ceiling, take a twist. Look over your right shoulder, spinning your chest open. This is good. Take one more inhale to bump the left hip up with it. Keep the leg long. Release right hand to the floor. Let's open up into warrior two. Spiral your back heel down and just cartwheel yourself open. Arms pulling away. Now we have this energy that's moving in two directions. Whereas warrior one, we have this forward energy. Warrior two, we get to expand things. Imagine these arms are like wings. Sitting low into your shape. Imagine your inhale, your right arm was being pulled forward. Imagine on your exhale, your left arm is being pulled backward. Keep both arms in one long line. Give it one more big full breath in. And on your exhale, cartwheel your hands down to the floor. Step the feet back, travel for your flow. And pressing both hands into the floor, lift your left leg up towards the ceiling. Left leg up. Step your left foot through between your hands. Come into your crescent lunge, high. Arms up to the sky. The ball of your back foot, your right foot, kind of has that ability to roll yourself into position. Allow your right heel to go up and forward so you can really sit into your shape. Nice, Tina. Good work. From here, straighten the left leg. Left leg lengthen now. So now there's like this double balance to it. The left leg straight, the ball of your right foot is still there to support you. Trust your balance. Even look up towards your hand. Trust that your left big toe all the way to your left little toe is there working to keep your balance solid. Good. Take another full breath in. On the exhale, bend your left knee once again, sitting low. Take an inhale, reach up and even back. Release your hands to the floor, pause there. Left arm up towards the ceiling, take a twist. You can try to source a sense of engagement in your inner right thigh. Can you feel your inner right thigh going up and backward? Strong right leg. Take one more inhale. Keep rolling your chest over. On the exhale, release left hand to the floor. Let's come into warrior two. Back heel comes down, cartwheel your arms open, pulling everything away in two directions. On the left knee to stand. Nice, Drea. Nice, Barbara. We're going to take a few cycles of breath. The breath is going to move. The time is going to pass. Right? Whether we're present or otherwise, the breath will still move. The time will still pass. But if we're present, if we're watching the breath move, if we're allowing it to move freely, we may have a deeper appreciation of the breath. The breath may even be able to travel to greater lengths. Think of where the energy might be reaching out from your thumbs, your index, your middle, your ring, your pinky finger, the very edge of the body. Take one more full breath in. On your exhale, cartwheel the hands down, step it back, and travel forward. Up dog. Let's add one simple step. Lift your right leg up high to the sky. Step your right foot through between your hands. Come up into your high lunge, arms to the ceiling. And let's take it right into warrior two. Back heel down, arms pull away from each other. We'll look for that side stretch in reverse warrior. Flip the right palm up, reach up and back. And imagine you're paintbrushing the ceiling. Take a moment to bend your right knee and really sit low into your shape. And give it one more full breath in, expanding through your rib cage. On your exhale, cartwheel the hands down, step it back, and flow. The left leg, let the left leg extend up towards the ceiling, left leg high. Step it through between your hands, rising up into that high lunge. And then bursting it open into warrior two. Arms reach away. Lift the left palm, reach up, reach back, find that reverse warrior. Nice, Jesse. From the left hip to the left knee, you might sit 1 inch lower. Nice, bro. Cartwheel the hands down with following exhale. Step the feet back from there. Travel forward flow. Let's do one breath, one movement, just to rinse all these postures out. Find that place of opening in warrior two. Find that side body stretch in reverse warrior. Right side and left side. At times, you might even compare your yoga practice to something like that of the strength of a plant, a flower, something growing from the ground. Things growing from the ground don't need a lot of pressure. They need a lot of space. They need a lot of air. They need a lot of water. Without being too compact, without being too rigid, there's room to expand the practice and to really grow, to feel where the roots of our practice start, to see how far they travel through the ground, through our physical presence, and also in the ways that we affect people. Yoga for an hour can be one of those things that make all the other hours a little bit smoother. Awesome. If you're still flowing, please continue to flow. We're going to meet in a child's pose when you're done. So take that time and we'll meet in child's pose. That awareness of now I inhale and now I exhale. You can rock the weight of the forehead a little bit from side to side. We're going to stay in child's pose, but lift your head up. So take an inhale, lift your head up like you're craning your neck. And on the exhale, relax your forehead back down to the floor. 2 more times. Inhale, lengthen your head. It's almost like a little back bend. And on the exhale, relax your forehead back to the floor. On this inhale, roll into a tabletop position, shoulders on top of wrist. And like a swing set, just go back and forward in that tabletop. Find that place where your hips are almost towards your heels. Find that place where your hips are almost towards your wrist, rocking the weight back and forth. You might even find the arms can go a little bit longer, the legs might go a little bit longer. You want to make sure you're really extending out right in this moving tabletop. You can give it a little bit of a spin, rolling through the head, the shoulders, the neck, and the ribs. And then start to pull things into a neutral tabletop position. In this neutral tabletop position, extend your right leg long back behind you and extend your left arm forward in front of you. The real MVP here is your right hand pushing into the floor, supporting your structure. If you feel like you want to add a bit of a bind, bend your right knee, reach behind you and grab your foot with your hand. Allow your right foot to kick and allow it to create a sense of lift. Pressing your right foot into your hand and helping your arm pull it up. Give it one more inhale as you look up. And on the exhale, slowly release. Leg back, arm forward, and then both of them down to the ground. Let's take it to the opposite side. Left leg long back behind you. Right arm forward in front of you. And in some ways, this is kind of like in Warrior 2 when we pull the arms apart. We want the leg and the arm to go apart. It's also similar like Warrior 1, where you want to turn the left hip downwards, roll the arm inward, have everything square up. If you want to go for that bind again, bend your knee, reach behind you, and grab for your foot. Allow the right shoulder to really sass backwards, to feel open some space there. You can tip your chin and nose up. This is good. Give it one more full breath to lengthen. And then extend and release. Hand forward, leg back, and then both feet down. Tuck your toes, lift your hips up, downward facing dog. And we'll take a collective breath here. Exhale the air all the way out. Get it out, get it out, get empty, empty, empty. Take a big full breath in here. Big inhale. And on an exhale, release. Let it go. Look forward in front of you. Take a walk or hop to the front of your mat. Forward fold. Give yourself a half lift. Once you're there, big breath in. And on an exhale, let it release. Forward fold. Roll yourself up to standing, vertebrae by vertebrae. Once you're all the way to the top, bring your hands to your low spine. Give yourself an assisted back bend. Hands finding some support. And then slowly bring yourself back up to standing. Cool. Once you're back on standing, bring your hands to the side of your hips, like a superhero. And then just tick-tock the hips side to side. You can even make a teapot shape and extend one hand up at a time. Find some lengthening from the side body. And then both hands can come to your hips to bring it around town. Circle all the way out the hips. You can go clockwise and counterclockwise. You can go from big to tiny. And then we'll meet back in the center. In the center, you can squeeze your legs together, one long line of energy. Reach your arms out by their sides with the fingertips facing up. Imagine you are stopping two walls from closing in on you. Let your chest find this sense of broadness, your fingertips spaced out, and the breath can breathe itself, whether it's fast or slow. Take your right arm, cross it under your elbows, and again at your wrist. If this is unavailable, grab for opposite shoulders instead. Once you find the eagle wrap that works for you, take a few practice squats. Try to find that space where you get a really nice low seat. Once you find your low seat, maintain the low seat. Lift your right leg up and wrap it around your left leg for eagle. A few key places to focus to keep the balance. Rotate your right shin into your left thigh. And then push your right hand into your left hand. Keep these 2 points locked so that even if you wobble, there's something to come back to. If it's possible to lean the shoulders back, lean the shoulders back. We're gonna go into this for 5, 4, 3, 2, and then release. Bring yourself out. Arms can come all the way up overhead. Stretch the arms up high. Take the left arm underneath the right arm. Cross the elbows and wrists. Left arm swing. Okay, if this was a little bit tight on the shoulders, if you need to tick-tock it out a little bit, you can tick-tock it out. Take a few practice bounces. Find that low seat. And once you have that low seat, lift your left leg up and wrap it around. Cross your left thigh into your right thigh. There's some pressure, but only the right amount of pressure. Pressuring your left leg into your right leg. Pressing the left hand into the right hand. Trust your legs can be leveraged. Use the leverage of your legs to lift your chest up. The balance here is really in the right foot standing down. You might choose to let the eyes close and just feel where that shift is. We're gonna go into it for 5, 4, 3, 2, and then release. Bring yourself all the way up. Arms can come overhead, let your palms press. And then for a moment, bring hands to heart center. If you haven't had a chance to close the eyes yet, this could be an opportune moment. Tapping in with that connection, feeling your breath move, trusting that things will continue to work out. You might even send a breath to someone that you maybe can't physically connect with, but you can still connect with in all these other ways. Let's take a full breath in together. And a big breath out. Take one more back bend. Reach up, go back. Take it all the way down and forward, 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 release. Inhale, half lift, big breath in. And on the exhale, release. So for a moment here, step your left leg back behind you. Left leg steps back. Right foot's gonna stay forward. Look to your left, straighten your right leg, and turn your entire body to the length of your mat. So now you're as wide as your mat. Take a moment to let your head hang heavy here. Really let your weight go forward. Take an inhale for a half lift, big breath in. And take an exhale, release, forward fold. Rock your weight a little bit from side to side. You can bend your right knee and shift to the right. You can bend your left knee and shift to the left. Or Skandasana, rocking from one side to the next. Good. Once you're back to center, turn your right toes to the front of your mat. Walk your hands to meet it. We're going to lift the left heel up and then bring the left knee to the floor for lizard's pose. Lizard's pose, right forearm down, left forearm down, and just let the head relax for a moment. Allow yourself to find a sense of expansion, a sense of stretch in that right hip. This pose kind of references the idea of allowing things to shift, allowing things to let go. At some point, maybe it felt like things wouldn't let go, but you stayed with it. You stayed with the breath, you found some level of perseverance. Next time you looked up, things were working out, or things at least were progressing in that direction. As long as you don't consider the game over or count yourself out, even if it's slow motion, it's better than no motion. Things get to release on their time, and we get to be witness to them in these moments. And give it maybe 2, maybe 3 more cycles of breath. At this point in the pose, just start to celebrate the things that have shifted. The things that whatever we'll do tomorrow, but the things that are working now, right? We really tap into it for these final breaths on this side. Good. Gradually, bring your hands up, lift your chest up. Tuck your left toes, lift your left knee up. We're just gonna pivot to the reverse side of the mat to do lizard on the other side. So just rotate your body. Now you're facing the back of the mat, left toes facing down, right knee to the floor. Again, lower your forearms for lizard on the opposite side. Just a simple spin around a 180. This side might warrant a bounce. This side might warrant a flutter. This side might warrant a hum. This side might warrant an okay, this is a sensation. This is something. Whatever it is, it gets the beat. It just gets the beat. We're gonna take about 2 more breaths. If it's available to you, maybe clear the breath out with a vibrational sound. From here, gradually, you can bring your hands back up, tuck your right toes, right knee lifts. Turn your body again to the side of your mat, straddling the mat. Take a little bit of a skandasana, just a rocking the weight from side to side one more time, bouncing from one hip to the next. And then turn your right toes back to the front of the mat, point them out at an angle to the right. Step your left foot forward out at an angle to the left. Allow the hips to drop low into malasana, low squat. Let there be this proud chest. Let your elbows push your thighs further away from each other. Let's take 3 breaths here. Full breath in, all the way down to your lower abdomen, all the way down to the hips. Full breath out, all the way through the crown of your head, all the way up towards the ceiling. Another breath in to let the chest lift, allow the shoulders to roll back. Another breath out to really press your heels heavy. You can stay lifted out of the ankle. This last breath is however you like, it's towards whatever you like. And it will happen, the breath, and just allow yourself to be present for it happens. Good. From here, just drop your hips to the floor, lift your shins up, arms up. Let's go into boat's pose. Just really proud. Take a twist to your right and hold it here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Back up to center. Take a twist to your left. 4, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come back to center. Separate your hands, left arm forward, right arm back. Twisting for 5, 4, 3, 2, and then back to center. Right arm forward, left arm back. Twisting for 5, 4, 3, 2. Come back to center, knees up towards your chest. Lower lengthen and hover. Knees into your chest. Lower lengthen and hover. The last one, knees into your chest. Lower lengthen and hover. Scissor kick one leg over the other for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release it, let it go. Before adding any extra movement, just let yourself feel the weight of your body on the mat. And when we get to work the heart rate, usually the breath gets to go automatic. Bring your right knee up towards your right armpit. Give yourself a good squeeze there. Your fingers just below your knee. And then take your right knee and drag it all the way over to the left for a twist. Let your right knee come across your body. Extend your right arm out to the right. You can look over your right shoulder in this twist. If you want to add a bit of extra weight on the twist, you can place your left hand on top of your right knee. If you want to go deeper than that, you might eagle wrap your legs, crossing your right leg over your left leg and maintaining the twist from there. Feeling for breath in and feeling for breath out. From here, right knee, you can bring it back towards center, give it a good squeeze up on the chest one more time. And then release the right leg to the floor. Same thing with the left leg, bring your left knee in towards your chest, give it a good squeeze. And then draw your left knee over to your right. Look over your left shoulder for the twist. If you wanted to add that eagle wrap, you can always cross your left leg on top of your right. Solid. Start to come back to center. You can grab for opposite feet for a happy baby pose. You rock the way a little bit from side to side. Maybe you try to straighten one leg and then the other. Maybe you take a vibrational exercise. Good, and then bring in the knees together. Give yourself one more good squeeze. You can even lift your head off the mat for this one and really just round into yourself. Like your forehead is gonna touch your knee. Take a big breath in. Take a big breath out. Start to extend your legs, extend your arms out long, and then release them gently to the floor. Let your head relax. Let your body relax. Start to shift towards Savasana. A few things as you start to settle into your Savasana. The biggest one is thank you for class. Thank you for all the different ways you make class continuously a thing, a possibility, another chance for yourself and maybe someone else. The link to donate is in the chat. It's available for you to do so. Greatly appreciate it. Continue to spread the word that we're doing class. For this moment right now, this present moment, allow yourself to simply exist and experience. So much of the day, for good reason, right, we make sense of it. We make a logic of it. Even in class, making sense of the poses. We did all that to the best that we could today. So for these final few moments, we just live in this space of existence, of experience. You can take a breath in, and take a breath out. And that concludes our class today. Feel free to linger your Savasana. Thank you for taking the time. If you have any questions, my name is Quazzy. Namaste. Thanks, y'all. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Always great class.
Thanks, Geraldine.